most golf courses trade at 1 to 2 times revenue, for example.
Oh,
yeah,
1 to 2 times.
Yeah. Like they used to be a lot more valuable, but over the last decade or two, especially, you're looking at 1 to 2 times multiplier.
Yeah, we got to shoot for that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very interesting topic. I have $4 million of equity that I pulled out of my own real estate in order to do the golf course deal. Okay, I bought the golf course for $5.6 million. Mm-hmm. $4 million of that was from pulling equity on 2 of my industrial properties that I had a lot of equity in it or in them.
So essentially you bought the golf course cash.
I bought exactly. I bought the golf course cash. I really only had to put in about $500,000 of my own capital out of my bank account, and I leveraged 5 other properties for another $750,000. So, call it $600,000, whatever, right? So, in the end, we have to figure out how to get my $4 million back. We did some projections based on the increased revenue from the simulators. From what we're seeing right now, the simulators alone are bringing in roughly about $1,000 a day, about $500 of that being simulator fees, and another $500 of that being food and beverage income. So if we keep that up throughout the rest of the year, or really the rest of the year, 2023, we should be able to see, essentially $356,000 of income based off the simulators, which we're hoping a little bit more. Meal prep, we should be able to see right now from the first couple weeks, really, we're seeing about $1,500 a week of income coming in on that. And based off of all the projections on costs of food and
that's assuming no growth of that company.
Exactly. And that company has a lot of growth,
right?
Or that business model has a lot of growth. We're also seeing, let me get this fucking shit on do not disturb here. 1 second. We're also seeing, or we're also planning on significant increases on event revenue, which is a huge driver for our top line at the golf course, which we're probably, what do we project?
We're projecting, I want to see anywhere from 350 to 400, like at least.
What did we use in the model we just did?
Yeah, around that range. I think it was 350.
Was it 350?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay, and last year we did what?
Actually, no. I kept it in there as what we did last year. I didn't even increase it.
You didn't?
No. That's only looking at event revenue of $150,000.
Oh, wow. We're going to do more than that this year alone.
Yeah.
Okay. And also increasing golf revenue to some extent.
About 20%.
About 20% increase in golf revenue. So we did a really good job of increasing the price per round last year versus how many rounds the previous year and the previous ownership did. So we did less rounds per year, but significantly increased the price per round by what? About 25%?
25%. Yeah.
About 25%. That could probably be because we built in, dynamic pricing potentially. Also, there's a lot of room for growth because we have a lot of downtime on the course. So what we could do moving forward in the 2023 season is figure out a couple different strategies on how to get more people out on the course when there essentially isn't anybody out there. Because we still have the same amount of employees. There wouldn't be any more cost associated, really not much, maybe some wear and tear, I guess, wear and tear costs. But there would really be no more significant costs to the golf course by getting more people out on it when it's dead. So that's something that we should focus on. That'll be a big driver on driving the course revenue or the golf only revenue by 20%. Should be easy. And with that said, a reduction in just fucking stupid maintenance shit that we had to take care of this first year. Deferred maintenance from previous ownership. Significant increases. This is another thing that we didn't even talk about. You got to think of this. Significant increases in fertilizer costs, okay, which are, I believe, supposed to be coming down, okay? Gas. When I took that course over, gas was at its fucking height. It was like $2. Diesel was crazy.
Yeah.
So gas has come down probably about, what, 50%? No, not 50%. Maybe like 25%.
Or 25% or so.
About that point, or about at this point. So we didn't factor that in, right? You didn't factor that in, correct? You just increased it by the same amount, or no? You wouldn't have increased it.
I kept it fixed.
Yeah, I kept it fixed. It's probably going to be a fixed cost anyways. So with all that said, and increased. This is also by taking into consideration a loan to
a loan on the now $4 million.
Well, not even that. A loan for irrigation. We need a new irrigation system. Ours is fucking shit in the bed.
Yeah.
And also lease payments on about $200,000 to $300,000 worth of equipment, new equipment to make the
it's actually $400,000 of new equipment that we have $100,000 of sellable equipment currently.
Yeah, that they would take back.
That they'd take back.
Yeah.
That then would leave the remaining balance around $300K.
Sure. Yeah. Okay,
that then the lease payment on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the finance payment on that.
So with that said, in running these projections, which are not even, these are conservative, I feel. Running these projections, it looks like we're going to be able to be pretty, like, decently profitable. Yeah. Number one.
It looks overall that we'll be able to get I'd like to see a revenue growth rate of 50%, which is aggressive, but I'd like to see it overall in the course. I'd want to see a profit margin increase of 5 to 10% over last year.
We're going to probably fall within about a 15%, I'm going to guess, once everything's kind of cleared up. Will be about probably 15%.
Yeah, it depends on how much essentially
is outstanding.
Yeah, outstanding versus even like deductions and write-offs and things like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is where it's going to finally end up.
Where is it sitting at right now?
About right now it's 20%.
Yeah, I bet you shave off another 5. Well, maybe not even though. I really only I've got about $18,000 in equipment rental that it hasn't been paid because I don't know what the fuck was going on with it. The previous ownership didn't even. There's like a contract. I don't even have it. So there's that, and there's about, I want to say $5,000 in outstanding bullshit stuff that never hit yet. Right,
but you might be able to amortize the renovations. I'm not even sure if that's been pulled out yet in terms of...
it would have been. It would have been
already?
Yeah, it would have been probably pulled out, yeah.
And so even just looking at if there's anything else that's going to be deducted off of that top line.
Yeah, well, they probably have to... Yeah, move some shit around, but at the end of the day, I think we're probably we're gonna fall between 15 to 20%, and then on these projections, you're thinking even if we pull out the equity, get my $4 million back, and then get a loan on it, where the bank is saying that we could probably stretch an amortization of 15 years because of the golf course. Banks are like golf courses, and they're considered a special use type of property, so they give you shit like fucking horrible amortizations. I have to imagine that that's really another thing too. I wonder what the LTV is going to be on something like that, right? So when you think of it, if they're gonna give me so if it's a 25%, that's about $800,000, right? About $800,000 in income
on 5.6 million purchase price.
Well, what would be the profit margin that you're talking about?
Yeah, about $800,000.
About $800,000. Fuck, what would be the NOI on that?
I'm not sure if they look at businesses this way. Depends if they
don't know either.
Give it like a real estate perspective.
I don't know, right? But what kind of, like, the reason why I'm asking that is to do a high level LTV on what the bank would give me on a loan and get my equity back.
Okay, so call $800,000 being essentially take the $800,000 and remove out the interest portion of that. We are at $18,800 of interest per month, so we'll do 837. The exact number is 837,000. 837,000
of the projection.
of the projection
Yeah.
as your net profit, and then add back to that 18,800 times 12. Your NOI is at 1.06 million. Your NOI.
Yeah, 1.06 million.
And if you want to do that at a 5 cap,
say 6. 17 million.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
It's not going to work that way.
No. Fuck you. You'd probably be an 8 cap. Businesses probably trade in between an 8 to 10 because they're not passive.
Mm-hmm.
Get what I mean? So if you're 8 cap, 13 million. If we can get that number to that, we can get it to $1 million in NOI. I bet you it doubles in value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I bet you get my money back.
Yeah.
We'd have a strong fucking argument. Well, think about that for a second. Even at a 10 cap, that's $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
Businesses will trade all day long for a 10 cap.
Mm-hmm.
Will they not?
In terms of like,
I guess but it also has to do with
it's so industry specific.
I know it's such a weird situation, right? Because you're also
like
buying real estate.
Most golf courses trade at 1 to 2 times revenue, for example.
Oh,
yeah,
1 to 2 times.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like they
yeah,
like they used to be a lot more valuable, but
yeah,
over the last decade or two, especially, you're looking at 1 to 2 times multiplier.
Yeah. We got to shoot for that too.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the revenue at that?
No, but the thing is, I think that can drive the value of this a little bit higher is that now it's a golf course integrated together with an e-commerce store.
Yeah, it's not just a golf course.
Yeah,
we're also running revenue from events,
right?
All that. Arguably, golf will be the lowest.
And you have to think too is that the average golf course is not even increasing their revenue year over year. The average growth rate is like 0.95%.
Yeah.
Like not like 10% growth, like 0.95. It's usually like
it's losing money.
Yeah.
Or losing growth.
It's losing growth. Is the average in Ontario. Yeah. And so if we're able to push like, let's say even a 20 to 50% growth rate on the revenue on this, like that adds value to it. And if you can sustain that growth rate for a few years, that'll keep it even higher.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, that's the strategy for getting my $4 million back. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to happen because I have my loan coming up in May. Needs to happen.